What stops women from getting into leadership positions? Well, I'd like to read you something directly from the book Women Who Rise by Sally Helgeson and Marshall Goldsmith. Here's what they say. One of the reasons women fail to rise is because they don't talk about the things that they're accomplishing. They feel if they talk about them, they'll sound like they're bragging. They also say that instead of bringing attention to her successes and then figuring out an appropriate way to talk about them, she congratulates herself for being a wonderful human being who doesn't need to toot her own horn. So here's a story that they talk about in the book, Women Who Rise. It's the story of Amy and Mitch. Amy and Mitch were leaders in the community, consultants on a very high level, and they worked together to accomplish something that made a huge impact for the community. So they were both interviewed. When Amy was interviewed by the local newspaper, she spoke 80% of the time about Mitch and how wonderful he was and how crucial he was to the success of their project. Didn't mention anything about how she played a role in this. And when Mitch was interviewed, he talked all about how he made this come about, and he didn't mention Amy's name once. So when the article was published, Amy's name was not in the article. It's as if she never had a part in the project at all. Now, who was the bad guy here? Well, Mitch thought he was just doing what he was supposed to do, give praise to his team and take the reward for himself. On the other hand, Amy thought that if she talked about herself, she would be bragging. She mentions this herself. But what she failed to do was recognize that not only did she take away from the accolades that would have come to her, she diminished the role of her entire team and her organization. If you fail to take credit or learn how to talk about the accomplishments that you have done and really help people to see how you bring value to the table, you will slow down the progress of your career. Now, this is something that you can learn to do. It doesn't come naturally for women to speak like this because women somehow or other feel like they should give the accolades to someone else other than themselves. So if this is something that you need to learn, talk to a friend about it or a trusted mentor, or even look to a coach who can help you to see from a third person perspective the roles that you've played and the value you've brought to organizations and to people in general. And this will make a huge difference in the amount of time it takes for you to get to where you want to go. It will not only speed up your career journey, it will make sure that you land the job that you really want.